Okay, so Eric, we just have a question from your teaching in, let's see, it was on October 15th, Palooza, Blairsville, Georgia, part 4. And this question comes from Bradley Mers. And it says, Eric, could you expound on the word you used at around 39:20 mark in the video? Something like Moloch and used with message.
The Malach, the message of the messenger came through the bush, which was like a tree structure on fire, like the flame of the letter. Three letters, different vowel points, Mem, Lamed, Kaf, a Semitic god propitiated by the sacrifice of children, formed from Mem, Lamed, Kaf, which means king, by giving it the vowels of the word Bet, Shin, Tav, which is the word for shame, to show Israel's horror of this hideous practice of the heathen Semites. Mem, Lamed, Kaf, also different vowels, means something of no value or a trifle, meaning like, yeah, what is it to you? So this is a good use of the dictionary here. The word Mem, He means what? And the word Lamed, Kaf means to you. So there, Klein is telling us right here in this word Melech, means that you could take the three-letter word Mem, Lamed, Kaf and say that it's actually a conjunction of two other words, Ma, Laka, meaning what to you. What is it to you? It's like, oh, it's just a trifle. It's just some stupid little thing that doesn't make any difference. That's what a trifle is. So he's saying this is the way Hebrew works. This is the way Hebrew is built. You can take the three-letter word and break it into two other letters. Bottom of the center says Melech means to become king or to reign. Okay, now if you go over to page 348, you get Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, top left side, messenger of God or angel, coming from Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, which means to send. So you realize Mem is a prefix, meaning the place of, or the one who, or that which is sent. So again, they're telling you, if you analyze the way these words are constructed by using this dictionary, and so when I say, hey, you ever have a read dictionary, what are you doing? Or do you know how to use it? This is how you use it. Drop down one word, Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, He. Now the only difference is you have a He suffix added to Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, and it means work, occupation, service, use, goods, or property. Derived from Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, meaning to send, literally meaning mission. Okay, so if you send somebody on a mission, that's Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, He. But if you read in the scripture where Yahweh says on the Sabbath day, don't do any work, the work is this word, Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, He. So in English, we just say, well, that's the word work. But in Hebrew, he says it means to be sent on a mission. Don't send anybody on a mission, or don't have anybody sent on a mission on your behalf is one of the ways they take that. So that's where people say, well, does that mean you can go to a restaurant and having the waitress take your order, go back, get the cook to make it, bring it to you? Is that part of sending somebody on a message, on a mission? The next word, Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, Vav, Tav. Well, you notice the suffix Vav, Tav, which is a plural, feminine plural, is a little different than Mem, Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, He, the He suffix. But this says it's the message itself, and it means mission or delegation, or those who are sent with a message. If you send an ambassador or a diplomatic envoy from one nation to another, or you got two conflicting armies, and one guy has a guy grab a white flag and go riding out to talk to the other guy with a white flag. Hey, truce, we just want to sit and talk. Well, there's kind of an unspoken rules of warfare. If the guy's holding a white flag, you're not supposed to hurt him or kill him. But if the other guy on the other side says, I don't care about your stupid white flag, and he kills or tortures the emissary, then it's like, all right, now that's why them's fighting words. That's big trouble. And it's like, well, wait, you already had big trouble. there's this kind of unspoken rule of engagement between humans that if the other guy is not armed and he comes with a white flag, hey, I just want to talk to you. Okay, neither one of us are allowed to hurt the other guy. We have to talk. It's like, who made up those rules? And if the guy's really a bad guy, he's not going to play by those rules, and he's going to hurt that guy even worse, even if he's unarmed. To be sent as the messenger who is now vulnerable is the Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Hey. So does the messenger come with a bunch of big, bad, armed, tough guys to protect him? Well, maybe. I'm just saying it picks up these other stories. If you look down a couple more, the next word is Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Vav Tav Yod. So the only difference between message, Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Vav Tav, and Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Vav Tav Yod is that the Yod was put to the end. Well, that means it's personal possession. But in the dictionary, it says it means artificial. Artificial, that means it's not natural. Well, what the heck does that have to do with anything? Next word, Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Vav Tav Yod Vav Tav, adding a suffix upon another suffix upon another suffix, and it means artificiality. So in English, we said, let's do the same thing. Well, what is art? Art is where I put my hand to do something. I make something. I'm an artist, artisan. Well, that's also where you get the word artifice, which means the work of manufacturing, of doing something, which means it's handmade, which means it's not something found in nature. It's a human hand has been put to it. You look at the next word, Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Tav Yod, it means pertaining to work or mechanical. Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf Yod is angelical. So what you're saying is an angel is a messenger, but anything you put your hand to make it happen is virtually the same word. So whether it's giving a message or sending someone on a mission to deliver a message, or you're just making something because it's something you do, it's all the same word. Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf. And it says, when it says the root is Lamed Aleph Kaf. Well, let's look back at that. So now you got to flip through. Lamed, that's where you have to know the letters of the alphabet. So you look at back to page 291, Lamed Aleph Kaf, which is the middle, at the bottom of the page, to send. A messenger, an angel, or work. Well, what does work have to do with to send? It seems like two different things. Lamed Aleph Kaf. Well, Aleph, Yods and Vavs are the wild cards, but Lamed Aleph is the word no, N-O, or to negate. Kaf is a suffix meaning you. So I could say Lamed Aleph Kaf means negating you. That doesn't seem to make any sense. But if you look at the word Lamed Kaf, which is on page 301, middle column, it means to you. So the Lamed is the prefix meaning to or unto, or it's like a shepherd's staff, something being taught, and the Kaf is the suffix meaning you or yours. So you could say Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf means the place of you, or the place sending you, or that which was sent to you. Melech, or to take counsel. So then there's that one parashah called Lech Lekah. It's spelled Lamed Kaf hyphen Lamed Kaf. Abraham was told, you get up, get out of here. So Lamed Kaf is translated both get up and get out, and also to you. So you could say, okay, the word Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf literally means the time, the place, the agent, or the information, or perhaps the message itself given to you for you to take the counsel. Why? So that you can then make a decision and act on it. And the king is the one whose job it is to bring in all the information from all resources, all ears, make the decision. The king brings in all the resources with taxes and puts them to national interest, some to the military, some to the education, some to the infrastructure of roads, bridges, hospitals, whatever. fit the people.
So to tie it back together into the use of, in this teaching, it says, and I just grabbed the, we call it the closed caption, and it just shows up when you're doing the talk. Burning bush, the Moloch, the messenger. So
the burning bush was not the Moloch, it was the Melech. The bush itself, what I'm saying, that there's a phrase in Genesis, we could look it up in not Genesis, it's Exodus chapter 3. In fact, we could, let me do that. Why I'm saying is that there was a message in the burning bush. That's the point I was making. And it says, verse 4, hang on. Go back to verse 1 of Exodus 3.
Well, isn't the fact that there is a burning bush a message in itself as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Okay, so Exodus 3, verse 1. Moshe was shepherding the sheep of Yitro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Okay, so his father-in-law was a priest, and Midian is one of the sons or grandsons of Abraham, born through Keturah. And so these are like distant cousins, you might say. He guided the sheep far into the wilderness, and he arrived at the mountain of God. Well, that's the El Har, Ha Elohim. El Har, toward the mountain of the Elohim. Was that named that before, or was it named that afterwards, after it became known as Mount Sinai? Nobody knows, but I'm just saying what it says. Okay, then it says, verse 2, and this is what it says in English. An angel of Yahweh appeared to him in a blaze of fire from amid the bush. He saw, and behold, the bush was burning in a blaze of fire, but the bush was not consumed. Moses thought, I will turn aside now and look at this great sight. Why will the bush not be burned? Then it says, Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see, and Elohim called out to him from amid the bush and said, Moshe, Moshe, and he replied, here I am. Okay, here's the thing. Look at it as staging of a theater, a movie. Moshe, for whatever reason, is guiding his sheep, and they go deep into the wilderness, farther than normal, way out into the wilderness, towards this place referred to as Har Ha-Elohim, or the mountain of the gods. Okay. And then it says, an angel of Yahweh appeared to him. Well, that's what the word Yirah is to Yod Resh Aleph literally means to put on exhibition or to be allowed to see or allowed to perceive. Somehow, then it says the word Melach, that's the word angel. It's not the word Mem Lamed Kaf, which would be translated Molech, but it's Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf, which is the one sent of Yahweh toward him as a Lamed Bet Hey, which is the word for love, where we get the word lava, like a volcano, lava, which would be that a heart of fire, flame or heart of fire, in the midst of Hey Samik Nun Hey, that's the word for bush, Vayirah, and he saw and he perceived, and it was made on exhibition. What was made on exhibition? Oh, the angel. Wait a minute. The word Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf could be a message, or it could be the angel, or it could be something sent to give Moshe some information. Information about what? Doesn't tell you what yet. But that's just reading the word Mem Lamed Aleph Kaf. And he saw the bush, and behold, Hasana, Hey Samik Nun Hey, Bet Ayin Resh, Bet Aleph Shin. So in other words, he was noticing the bush was burning in the fire, but not consumed. And Moshe goes, well, this is rather curious. This is weird. Why doesn't it look like it's being consumed? I'm gonna walk closer. So Moses was back a ways. There might have been smoke. If it's burning, if there's fire, there's smoke. If there's smoke, there's fire. So we could assume that he sees this bush putting up smoke, and smoke is a decomposing of plant matter. But if it's not being consumed, then what's generating the smoke? And Moshe, having a bit of a scientific mind, he goes, well, that's weird. I'm going to take a closer look. And then it says that Elohim Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see. In other words, Yahweh is not saying, okay, I'm gonna work this like a marionette, a puppet, and I'm gonna make Moshe turn and walk over and look at the bush. But Yahweh put the bush on fire, and like somebody fishing with a hook and a worm. And Moshe said, hey, look, we've got his attention. He didn't know whether he's going to get his attention. Maybe Moshe was distracted thinking about his wife, or thinking about the Israelites, or thinking about the sheep, or maybe he had a stone in his sandal and he was going, gosh, this. But he noticed that Moshe noticed. Yahweh was hoping, apparently, that Moshe would notice. And when he finally did, Yahweh said, we got him. Look, Moshe's taking the bait. Well, that's the same thing as us with these words. That's us with this Torah. Yahweh's got these words sitting here and says, is anybody going to pay attention? Gosh, how many thousands of years is it going to take for somebody to finally realize that I'm saying something? Hey, look, there's something in these words. Hey, look. Well, that's what's happening here. And as soon as he did, then Yahweh grabs his attention and calls out, it says, from amid the bush. Yahweh called out to him from amid the bush and said, Moshe, Moshe. What is the word Moshe? Oh, that's his name. No. What's it mean? It means to be drawn out from. He said his name twice. It's like somebody saying to you, Kurt. Wait a minute. Different way to read this. If he says Moshe, Moshe, what if he's saying, hey, Moshe, draw something out from the bush? How would he say it? Moshe, Moshe. Because the word Moshe means draw something out from. From what? Mem. Mem is a place. Mem is this womb. Mem is the water. Shin Hey. Well, Shin Hey is the word for a little lamb. So Moshe, to be drawn out, well, Moshe, when he was born, he was drawn out of the water in Egypt. Okay. And his job was to draw this people out of Israel. Okay. But Moshe was leading the sheep in the wilderness. Shin Hey is the word for little sheep, one of the words. And you could say Moshe is the one who was leading, not necessarily drawing out, but he was leading them. He's drawing them into the wilderness. So Moshe was doing the job of Moshe, and he started off with Moshe. It all goes back to Moshe. Well, my name happens to be Eric. Well, it's a sound in English. What does it mean? It's the same sound as Ayin Resh Kaf. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at these words and realizing, hey, the word Ayin Resh Kaf also means to put things in order and row. Oh, and to appraise the value. Oh, that's what it means. It also means figure out what it means and to activate, become lively, and incite to activity, which is what we're doing by these videos. That's what the word Eric means. So if I was to hear Yahweh say, Eric, say, huh, what? Don't we say my name twice? Or is he saying, hey, you, that guy named Eric, why don't you start Ericing? Oh, okay, what does that mean? Well, I'm finding out what it means by looking at this. It's kind of what he said, Moshe, Moshe. Okay, so how many different ways can you read into what he's saying? So it says, an angel of Yahweh appeared to him. Well, that's what it says in English. We could read this, and Yahweh allowed for Moshe to perceive the message in the bush. Well, what's the message in the bush? Was it Yahweh's voice, or was it the fact that in the Hey Samach Nun Hey, there's a message? In the Hey Samach Nun Hey, the only way you're going to get a message out of that is if you analyze the letters Hey, Samach, Nun, and Hey, which means each one of the letters has to have a value already. Hey means the, but it also means to express. Samach is an engineered structure, and Nun is a spark or a life. That's like having an orthography, shape of a letter, spelling a word, and Nun is a meaning. And if Moshe was told there, hey, there's an imparted meaning in the spelling of words. Really? Yeah, draw it out of the bush. Draw it out of the word, Hey Samach Nun Hey. Well, how would you draw it out? The same way you're guiding these sheep, the same way you were induced to be born out of your mother's womb, the same way you, Moshe, were pulled out of the little basket by the princess of Egypt. That same way, the same story repeatedly. Pull that out and look at the life that's in it. You, Moshe, are a metaphor of the same thing you're going to do with the people of Egypt. Same thing that this Erectology is. Looking at the structure of what's built into the Aleph Bet, the Psalmic, and realize the Nun. That's the message that's in the Hey Psalmic Nun Hey. It's not just invented as an artifice, it was put into it. That's the first Hey, translated the, and it expresses, that's the last Hey, the prefix and the suffix, but the Psalmic Nun was instilled, was put into it by the hand of Yahweh himself by inventing these alphabet letters. And it was the hand of Yahweh that says, it's just sitting here and nobody's looking at it. So he stirred up Eric to Eric the Hasna, the same way he stirred up Moshe to Moshe, what was in the Hasna, which is the reason why we're doing these videos, is to put it on display so that others can Yirah, Yod Resh Aleph, Yod Resh Aleph. They can see the value and have it as a museum exhibition. All that word to put on exhibition is the word Yirah, and it's also the word Eric, and it's also to draw out and to make it evident is Mem Shin Hey, which is Moshe.
Okay, so then another question is, so this is all phonetic, right, to figure out which letter we use. How do you get the F or the PH sound? Which letters do you use to do that? Because I can't seem to find it in the alphabet.
The letter Pei. Okay, so the letter Pei lines up the word Pei means mouth, but for whatever reason, it was also pronounced as a PH or an F sound. It's the same letter.
Okay.
In modern Hebrew, if it has a dot inside the Pei, then it's pronounced as a P, what we would call the hard sound. And if there's no dot in the Pei, then it would be pronounced as a soft, which would be the PH, otherwise known in English as the F sound.
Thanks, man.